everyone. So it's again a live study session. बहुत ज़्यादा ड्यूरेशन नहीं होने वाला है इसका. It's just 30 to 40 minute session because I have to rush to hospital. And yeah, that's the plan. So here we are studying parapsychology part 2 with this enthusiasm. Let's start this session.
Limited capacity and phyllo mean leaf. So this is like something which is going to have a leaf. Let's begin with the rapid revision of the three main chapters, that is cystodes, trematodes, and nematodes. In cystodes, and actually not three of them, I've got you tables so that your faster learning curve is there, and at the same time better retention you are seeing at one place. So before I start with these set of cystodes that I have, I first want you to know the differences between their head end, because the adult worm questions have definitely started coming up more. When we talk about the cystodes and we talk about their head, you will realize all of them have 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them, front and back, if you look, they all have 4 suckers, and those 4 suckers are basically for attachment. Which is the one that does not? Let's begin with the rapid revision of the three main chapters, that is cystodes, trematodes, and nematodes. In cystodes, and actually not three of them, I've got you tables so that your faster learning curve is there, and at the same time better retention you are seeing at one place. So before I start with these set of cystodes that I have, I first want you to know the differences between their head end, because the adult worm questions have definitely started coming up more. So when we talk about the cystodes and we talk about their head, you will realize all of them have 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them, front and back, if you look, they all have 4 suckers, and those 4 suckers are basically for attachment. Which is the one that does not have a sucker, and that is Diphyllobothrium latum. If I write its full name, it is going to be Diphyllobothrium. Guys, that basically tells me latum, that tells me di. Di means 2, and phyllo means leaf. So this is like something which is going to have a leaf-like configuration. Yes, I can see that. And di means 2 what? 2 bothria. Bothria means mouth. It has 2 grooves. It doesn't have suck. Tells me latum. That tells me occupants. Let's begin with the rapid revision of the three main chapters, that is cystodes, trematodes, and nematodes. In cystodes, and actually not three of them, I've got you tables so that your faster learning curve is there, and at the same time better retention you are seeing at one place. So before I start with these set of cystodes that I have, I first want you to know the differences between their head end, because the adult worm questions have definitely started coming up more. So when we talk about the cystodes and we talk about their head, you will realize all of them have 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them, front and back, if you look, they all have 4 suckers, and those 4 suckers are basically for attachment. Which is the one that does not have a sucker, and that is Diphyllobothrium latum. If I write its full name, it is going to be Diphyllobothrium. Guys, that basically tells me latum. That tells me di. Di means 2, and phyllo means leaf. So this is like something which is going to have a leaf-like configuration. Yes, I can see that. And di means 2 what? 2 bothria. Bothria means mouth. It has 2 grooves. It doesn't have suckers. It doesn't have suckers. It has 2 suctorial grooves, or bothria. It has no suckers. So remember, question number 1. All the cystodes have suckers on their head end, but Diphyllobothrium latum has 2 suctorial grooves. Question 1. Question 2. Wherever the suckers were there, these suckers are also going to have hooklets like this. So all of them have hooklets. However, all the Tata things are not going to have. They're going to do Tata to the hooklet. So which are the ones that are not going to have any hooklets? So Tinea saginata, Tata to the hooklets, no hooklets. Diminuta, again, no hooklets are going to be there. And Diphyllobothrium lata, again, no hooklets. So simple, wherever you get ta, you are going to do Tata to the hooklets. Rest all the other ones that you can see. So if I ask you, does Tinea solium have hooklets? Yes, Tinea solium has 2 rows of hooklets. Next, if I ask you that does Echinococcus have hooklets? Of course, you will say, ma'am, it has 2 rows of hooklets. Does H. nana have hooklets? Yes, but what's the difference? It has a single row of hooklets. Please remember, H. nana is your life lesson that I had taught you. It has a single row of hooklets. Also, please note, this is the only cystode which is going to have a single host. So God has given H. nana everything such limited capacity. Only 1 row of hooklets has been given. Only 1 host has been given. And what is the size? Come on, tell me the size of H. nana. So it is also the smallest. You call it the dwarf tapeworm. It is referred to as the dwarf tapeworm. So remember, H. nana has been given the least importance in this entire feature. 1 host, 1 hooklet, smallest size. But H. nana then decided, that is what I'm telling you guys, has very limited resources but shine very, very bright, because H. nana decided that I am now going to come across as the most common cystode infection that you have. You can call me dwarf, you can give me a single hooklet, you can give me a single host, but I'm going to shine very bright. So yes, in this entire thing, 2 take-home messages. Number 1, all of them have suckers. The only one with grooves is going to be Diphyllobothrium latum. All of them have have hooklets, but all the Tata ones, saginata, diminuta, lata, they are doing Tata to the hooklets. And the ones who have a hooklet have 2 rows except for H. nana, because H. nana has everything limited, 1 row. Now let's come to the host. So please note, the definitive host for all of them is going to be man. The only one which does not have a definitive host of man is Echinococcus, because Echinococcus ka dusra naam is dog tapeworm. So the definitive host is going to be dog. Even the intermediate host is going to going to be sheep. So basically humans का तो कहाँ possibility आएगा? Human or man is basically going to be an accidental host. Human or man is going to be an accidental host over here. Accidental and also dead end. So humans का basically a life cycle in which human is thrown on one side as an accidental host. That is what a echinococcus is. बाकी सबका the definitive host is man. Now let's come to intermediate host. What did I tell you? H. nana, God gave H. nana very limited things. God has not given it any other host. Only one host, and that is going to be the human. So remember, this is the one that has a single host only.
So I'm Dr. Neha Sharma and yeah, I'm preparing for NEET PG जिसका tentative dates है 15th of June and I'm preparing this subject parasitology. This is part of microbiology. So I will definitely do after this live study session जो कि लगभग आधे घंटे में फिनिश हो जाएगा. So please consider watching this or you can also study together.
Or what are the others? So what is H? Diminuta? Diminuta is not H nana. Only nana was nano, chota.
One more thing, I do not get notification of your comments. जैसे कि अभी मैंने जस्ट स्क्रीन की तरफ देखा, then I came to know that 2 of you have commented over this. So that's it. Please do not feel that I'm ignoring anyone.
There is also going to be rat. So that is why what do you call it? You call it the rat tapeworm. A single focus. बाकी सबका the definitive host is man. Now let's come to intermediate host. What did I tell you? H. nana. God gave H. nana very limited things. God has not given it any other host. Only one host, and that is going to be the human. So remember, this is the one that has a single host only. Or what are the others? So what is H? Diminuta. Diminuta is not H. nana. Only nana was nano, chota, and single. Diminuta says along with humans, there is also going to be rat. So that is why what do you call it? You call it the rat tapeworm. That is the other name for it. Now we come to Taenia, Solium, and Saginata. For one of them, the intermediate host is pig, and for the other is going to be cattle. So please note that Solium and Saginata में who has the T? Saginata has the T. So it is going to be cattle for Saginata and for Solium it's going to be pig. I hope you remember both of them are going to cause intestinal involvement. Intestine involvement दोनों में होगा. But for Taenia, Solium, if you remember, I'm going to tell you in a while, Solium सब कुछ कराता है. So which is the one that is going to cause neurocysticercosis? Neurocysticercosis is going to be by Solium. Fine. Now we come to Diphyllobothrium latum because this is different. This is the only one that has 3 hosts. From today onwards, you are going to call it Diphyllobothrium latum. What is this Diphyllobothrium? What is the meaning of calling it Diphyllobothrium? Because human being तो समझ में आया मैम there, but there are 2 छोटा fish also there are there. Please remember this contains another intermediate host called Cyclops and another intermediate host called fish. So how many intermediate hosts does it have? 2. So remember Cyclops is छोटा वाला fish and fish is बड़ा वाला fish. So this is going to have 2 fish. So from today onwards I'm going to call it Diphyllobothrium latum. So you get a life cycle between a human being and a छोटा fish and a बड़ा fish and that is D-latum. And please remember this has been associated with a very famous anemia. This is going to be associated with B12 deficiency. So that basically that it is associated with megaloblastic anemia. Now what I do before I अभी ये सारे human वाले let us take them up जल्दी से quickly in 5 minutes. Let's look at their life cycle and then in the end I will come to this echinococcus and human is not the main host. So let me start off before I go into their details. Do you want to see their eggs as well? Yes. Now please remember all the cystodes. What does cystodes remind you of? Cyst reminds me of 6. So yes, all the cystodes are going to have something 6 in them. So they have a hexacanth embryo. They are going to have a hexacanth embryo. Let me zoom in and show you. Can you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? The egg. The egg has 6 hooklets. So there is a 6 hooklet wala embryo, 6 hooklet wala egg that is going to be present. What else? I can see over here that there is a membrane on the outside which is known as the outer membrane, and then there is one on the inside which is known as the inner membrane. So दोनों के बीच में क्या है मैम? You can see some dirty material. So that dirty material is known as the yolk granules. These are known as the yolk granules, and then you can see 2 knobs. We all can see one knob here and one knob here. What are those known as? Those are known as the polar knobs, or you can say filaments coming out of it. Those are known as polar knob or filament. तो क्या पार्ट्स है जल्दी से? It has 6 hooklets in the center, outer membrane, inner membrane, dirty yolk granules, and then it has these polar knobs. All the cystodes have this. So exception भी तो होगा. Yes, look at this egg. This egg over here same तो लग रहा है. This also has the 6 hooklets. वो वाला concept है. Outer membrane भी है, inner membrane भी है, but that dirty material has gone missing. There are no yolk granules that I see over here, and there are no जो 2 knobs थे मैम, they have also gone missing. So this means there are no polar projections, there are no polar knobs. This is the egg of H. diminuta, that rat tapeworm. Rat tapeworm says all that. H. nana says I will follow this. Taenia, Solium will follow this. Taenia, Saginata will follow this. But H. diminuta says I want to be different. Rat wala, that is not going to have those yolk granules, that is not going to have the polar knobs. What is this egg over here? The egg which has a lid. Can we all appreciate? A cap है on the top, right? This egg is referred to as an operculated egg. That is how you will identify it in the paper. Operculated egg is the egg which has a lid present. So lid is like a protection. And we need protection against what? We all need protection against STDs. So protection wala egg is going to be seen in STDs, which means with cystode, there is a cystode which you don't study, but you just need to know the egg, and that is Spirometra. There's a cystode that we are reading right now, Diphyllobothrium latum. So Diphyllobothrium latum में सब कुछ ही अलग चला मैम from the first slide. In the first slide you told me that the structure was like a leaf, very different, no suckers, no hooklets, nothing of that sort. In the second diagram you told me that this is the only one which is having 3 hosts, छोटा fish, बड़ा fish, 3 hosts. Now you're telling me this is the one that is going to have an altogether different egg with a lid also. And what is the T? That's the next chapter. The trematodes except schistosoma. The trematodes except schistosoma are going to have the operculated egg. So these are the different eggs that you're going to find. So let me quickly ask you from here. H. nana has what usual 6 hooklets wala egg, but H. diminuta has the difference. It will not show you the yolk granules. granules and the polar knots. Baki D latum goes into STD mnemonic, it is opposite related. Tinea solium saginata is the eggs that you're going to find. So let me quickly ask you from here. H nana has what egg? Usual 6 booklets wala egg, but H diminuta has the difference. It will not show you the yolk granules and the polar knots. Baki D latum goes into STD mnemonic, it is opposite related. Tinea solium saginata usual wala egg, echinococcus granulosa ke bhi usual chalega. ठीक है. Now let me ask you if you could guess something. What can you guess? Always when you have to pick up a life cycle, look at the hosts, guys. I can see there is a host over here which is human being. Then I can see chota wala fish made over here which is cyclops, and that chota wala fish is being consumed by a big fish. So I see that there are two fish and there is human being. If there is a human and there is a chota fish which is cyclops and there is a big fish, what is your answer over here? This is a case of diphysiobothrium. From today onwards, I'll call it diphysiobothrium. It is a case of diphysiobothrium latum. Which anemia did I tell you? It is associated. With B12 deficiency, that is megaloblastic, and there is a big fish. What is your answer over here? This is a case of diphysiobothrium. From today onwards, I'll call it diphysiobothrium. It is a case of diphysiobothrium latum. Which anemia did I tell you? It is associated with B12 deficiency, that is megaloblastic anemia. And now they would be asking what is then Tinea solium saginata usual wala egg, echinococcus granulosa ke bhi usual chalega. ठीक है. Now let me ask you if you could guess something. What can you guess? Always when you have to pick up a life cycle, look at the hosts, guys. I can see there is a host over here which is human being. Then I can see chota wala fish made over here which is cyclops, and that chota wala fish is being consumed by a big fish. So I see that there are two fish and there is human being. If there is a human and there is a chota fish which is cyclops and there is a big fish, what is your answer over here? This is a case of diphysiobothrium. From today onwards, I'll call it diphysiobothrium. It is a case of diphysiobothrium latum. Which anemia did I tell you? It is associated with B12 deficiency, that is megaloblastic anemia. And now they would be asking you what? They would be asking you which is the form, like when we eat this fish, obviously the big wala fish is going to be eaten by us. Which form do we eat? So if they ask you what is the infective, and this is a very, very famous question. What is the infective form? It is the L3 larva known as plerocercoid larva. The plerocercoid larva is the L3 larva which is going to be eaten up by humans when we consume the fish, right? What is the treatment that we have? The treatment is going to be by praziquantel. The treatment is by praziquantel. Moving on, going to the next one. Now carrying on to the next life cycle. Let's see if you guys can pick it up. What do we have? I told you pick up the host over here. So first and foremost, I have a human being. Next, I have what? I can see a pig over here. I can see a cattle over here. Okay, pig and cattle. I've got the cycles in one place. Pig hota, I would have been talking about Tinea solium. Cattle hai, so I'm talking about Tinea saginata. So this is very, very simple to pick up now. What I need to know next over here, just in case you say, ma'am, I could not pick up from the host, you will start looking at the head end. In the head end, if you see that there are suckers with hooklets, so solium hoga, whereas saginata will only have suckers. Will it have hooklets? No, it has done tata to the hooklet. It will not show you. So that is also a big hint that you get in the paper. If you're not able to pick up the family only, ma'am, I could not understand cystode, nematode, trematode only I couldn't understand. Zoom into the eggs. If you start seeing eggs with will it have hooklets? No, it has done tata to the hooklet. It will not show you. So that is just in case you say, ma'am, I could not pick up from the host, you will start looking at the head end. In the head end, if you see that there are suckers with hooklets, so solium hoga, whereas saginata will only have suckers. here. I can see a cattle over here. Okay, pig and cattle. I've got both the cycles in one place. Pig hota, I would have been talking about Taenia solium. Cattle hai, so I'm talking about Taenia saginata. So this is very, very simple to pick up now. What I need to know next over here, just in case you say, ma'am, I could not pick up from the host, you will start looking at the head end. In the head end, if you see that there are suckers with hooklets, so solium hoga. Whereas saginata will only have suckers. Will it have hooklets? No, it has done tata to the hooklets. It will not show you. So that is also a big hint that you get in the paper. If you're not able to pick up the family only, ma'am, I could not understand cystode, nematode, trematode only I couldn't understand. Zoom into the eggs. If you start seeing eggs with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 hooklets, 6 toads wala egg hai, 6 toad family, then you start thinking of the toad family table. There are multiple hints that are present in a life cycle. First you start with host, then you look at the worms and the eggs, and I can guarantee you'll be able to crack it. Okay, now I'm going to show you a table which I taught you in your main course, and you know that time also I said don't run away. Now also I'm saying don't run away because the table nahi yaad karna. You don't have to learn it the way you are thinking you have to learn it. You have to learn it the way I am going to make you learn it, and that is how to differentiate Taenia saginata from Taenia solium. So you don't have to go into numbers. Because don't go into numbers. Learn less more. Keep your life very simple. ज़्यादा कम उतना याद करना है. ठीक है? So Taenia saginata is the lengthy name. Taenia solium is the छोटा वाला नाम. So now if I ask you which worm is going to be lengthier, saginata has more length. If I ask you that which is going to have a bigger head, the bigger scolex, it is going to be saginata. If I ask you who has the longer neck, saginata. Who has more number of proglottids, saginata. Who has the greater measurement of the gravid segment, saginata. Who is going to have more number of uterus lateral branches, that is also saginata. Who has a vagina, again saginata. And who is going to have more follicles in the testes, again saginata. So no matter whatever the examiner will ask you in terms of number 3, number, dadas come. So saginata has more everything in number. The only thing that it has done tata to, are the hooklets. The scolex is not going to have any hooklets, but that is the only tata that it has done. So in terms of number, saginata is more. But when it comes to the disease aspect, solium is going to be the sole cause for all the diseases in the body. Now let's ask you that first tell me that what are the two forms that every organism has? One is the larva and one is the egg. So पहले तो larva का नाम बताओ, because larva is something that is going to come into us and cause infection. So saginata was to do with cattle ना, तो cattle मतलब कुछ bovine cattle. So that is why larva has been named Cystocircus bovis. Whereas Taenia solium, sir वाला sound, so Cystocircus cellulose is the name for the larva. And now tell me Taenia saginata का larva, where is it present? It's going to be present in the cow. It is not going to be present in the man. There is Taenia solium. It is सब कुछ. I have always told you, see, Taenia solium is सब कुछ. It is present there. The larva is present in the pig also. The larva is present in the humans also, right? Now we come to the egg. That is why larva forms that every orchid has done. So in terms of number, saginata is more. But when it comes to the disease aspect, solium is going to be the sole cause for all the diseases in the body. So now let's ask you that first tell me that what are the two forms that every organism has? One is the larva and one is the egg. So पहले तो larva का नाम बताओ, because larva is something that is going to come into us and cause infection. So saginata was to do with cattle ना, तो cattle मतलब कुछ bovine cattle. So that is why larva has been named Cystocircus bovis. Whereas Taenia solium, sir वाला sound, so Cystocircus cellulose is the name for the larva. And now tell me Taenia saginata का larva, where is it present? It's going to be present in the cow. It is not going to be present in the man. Whereas Taenia solium, it is सब कुछ. I have always told you, see, Taenia solium is सब कुछ. It is present there. The larva is present in the pig also. The larva is present in the humans also, right? Now we come to the egg form. Is the egg of Taenia saginata infective to us? No, the egg is never infective. Larva is always infective. But solium says, नहीं, मेरा सब कुछ. My egg is also infective to man, and that is the reason that when both of them decided that we will cause intestinal problem, solium said, no, my egg is also infected. I will cause सब कुछ. I will also cause cysticercosis. For example, I will cause neurocysticercosis. So overall, you realize first learn their names. What are their names? Taenia saginata was cattle, so it is Cystocircus bovis, and solium is cellulose. Now if I ask you which is the larva present in animal and in human, solium, सब कुछ. Animal maybe, human maybe. Which of them has an egg which is infected to the human? Again, solium, सब कुछ. Which is the one which will cause intestine problem and brain problem? Solium. So you realize that number game में saginata 1 and disease game में solium has 1. And what is this neurocysticercosis that you have to know, guys? What is the most common site involved in the brain parenchyma is involved, and the patient presents most commonly with seizures. Again, treatment of both, as you all know, is going to be praziquantel. There is no doubt about it. But there is a pathology correlation that I want to do over here before I proceed, and that pathology correlation is this. If they give you this kind of a tube, which is all zigzag, pathology slide है, pink and blue वाला, and if you zoom in a little carefully, actually you will see there is a head end, there is a scolex, and if you see these lighter things, those are hooklets. No one will need to identify this. I'm just giving you an orientation because यही दो photos में internet. These are the photos that you're going to get. So embed it as it is into your memory. That okay, this is the head end, and you see some ऐसा zigzag, some tube जैसा convoluted. This is what they are talking about. Cysticercosis, that is going to be a detailed pathology that you have. I hope everyone's okay. So these are also done. क्या पढ़ लिया? Done with the diphilobothium. There is a step that I want to do over here before I proceed. And parenchyma is involved and the patient relates most commonly with seizures. Again, treatment of both, as you all know, is going to be praziquantel. There is no doubt about it. But there is a pathology correlation that I want to do over here before I proceed, and that pathology correlation is this. If they give you this kind of a tube, which is all zigzag, pathology slide है ना, pink and blue वाला, and if you zoom in a little carefully, actually you will see there is a head end, there is a scolex, and if you see these lighter things, those are hooklets. No one will make you identify this. I'm just giving you an orientation because यही दो photos हैं internet पे. These are the photos that you're going to get. So embed it as it is into your memory. Then okay, this is the head end, and you're seeing some ऐसा zigzag man सा tube जैसा convoluted. This is what they are talking about. Cysticercosis, that is going to be a hint in pathology that you have. I hope everyone's okay. So these are also done. क्या क्या पढ़ लिया? Done with the diphyllobotium latum, Taenia solium, Taenia saginata. Now let's go on to the nana and the diminuta. Let's talk about them. So if I show you a life cycle like this, for example, you have, I put on that you're going to get. So and if you zoom in a little carefully, actually you will see there is a head end, there is a scolex, and if you see these lighter things, those are hooklets. No one will make you identify this. I'm just giving you an orientation because यही दो photos हैं internet पे. These are the photos that you're going to get. So embed it as it is into your memory. Then okay, this is the head end, and you're seeing some ऐसा zigzag man सा tube जैसा convoluted. This is what they are talking about. Cysticercosis, that is going to be a hint in pathology that you have. I hope everyone's okay. So these are also done. क्या क्या पढ़ लिया? Done with the diphyllobotium latum, Taenia solium, Taenia saginata. Now let's go on to the nana and the diminuta. Let's talk about them. So if I show you a life cycle like this, for example, nothing very weird. You say, ma'am, if it was going on only in human being, बस human being चलता, I would have easily identified it. Human being, मतलब it is H nana, only humans. But if they end up giving me छोटा सा rat in between, then I'll make it up as an H diminuta, and then I'm going to call it a rat tapeworm. It is going to be rat and human both, and I'll call it a rat tapeworm. Nothing more that I have to teach you because do you guys know what is the structure, what are the eggs and everything, बाकी सब पता है, and you know H nana was that clear. Then okay, this is the head end, and you're seeing some ऐसा zigzag man सा tube जैसा convoluted. This is what they are talking about. Cysticercosis, that is going to be a hint in pathology that you have. I hope everyone's okay. So these are also done. क्या क्या पढ़ लिया? Done with the diphyllobotium latum, Taenia solium, Taenia saginata. Now let's go on to the nana and the diminuta. Let's talk about them. So if I show you a life cycle like this, for example, nothing very weird. You say, ma'am, if it was going on only in human being, but human being चलता, I would have easily identified it. Human being, मतलब it is H nana, only humans. But if they end up giving me छोटा सा rat in between, then I'll make it up as an H diminuta, and then I'm going to call it a rat tapeworm. It is going to be rat and human both, and I'll call it a rat tapeworm. Nothing more that I have to teach you because do you guys know what is the structure, what are their eggs and everything, बाकी सब पता है, and you know H nana was that person who had limited resources, but is the most common. He has single row of hooklets, he has a single row, he has छोटा वाला, he is the dwarf tapeworm, but he has the most common incidence. So H nana में कुछ different नहीं है. Now finally I come down to the last one, and that is known as echinococcus granulosus, because here man is not given any importance. This is going to go on between the dog and the sheep. So whenever I see a life cycle like this, which is going on number one between the dog, which is the definitive host, and a sheep, which is an intermediate host, I know I'm talking about echinococcus, whereas human beings basically tend to be the dead end or the accidental host, right? Now this is known as a case of echinococcus granulosus. What is the disease that it causes? It causes the famous hydatid cyst. This is how a hydatid cyst looks like, guys. You can see these pearly white cysts that are present. That is a hydatid cyst. What is the most common site? It's going to be the liver, and the second most common site is going to be the lungs. But क्या होता है? What exactly is it hydatid cyst? It is going to have three layers. It has three layers that are present. Number one layer on the extreme outside is going to be the pericyst. पहले name याद कर लो. Pericyst. Then we have ectocyst, and then we have endocyst. Okay, peri, ecto, and endo. Do you want to see the features? Perfect. Let's go ahead with it. Look at this diagram. The first layer on the outside that you have is going to be the pericyst. Let me tell you, pericyst is the only cyst which is host-derived. Means the parasite has not made this layer. I have made this layer. This is something made up of inflammatory cells. This is what it is made up of, inflammatory cells. So I have contributed to it. The second one that we have over here, this pink color layer, this is known as the ectocyst. And ectocyst has a deep market. This is the most famous question. Ectocyst is something which is going to have a paintbrush appearance. It is looking like a paintbrush. Can you see? It appears as if someone took a pink color brush and has just painted this area like a stroke. So paintbrush appearance. So क्या क्या हो गया? Pericyst. We have, I'll make a human being over here. We have contributed to pericyst. Ectocyst कैसा है? Ectocyst is like a paintbrush appearance. And endocyst, man, finally where all the organisms will be made. So if you ask me where is the endocyst, I will say, अच्छा, this is where the hooklets and the organism and the scolex सब कुछ बनेगा. So can I say germinal layer? This is the germinal part from which everything is going to generate, and you can see these different organisms being made. इनका नाम क्या होता है? You're not going to call them organisms. कुछ ऐसा fancy नाम बताओ. So what are these referred to as? These are known as the brood capsules. These are the new organisms are known as brood capsules, and can you all see their hooklets over here? All of them are going to show you hooklets. I hope you remember from your general microbiology that the hooklets of hydatid are going to be red and stain positive. So repeating once again, there are three layers: pericyst, which we have made; ectocyst, which looks like a paintbrush; and endocyst is where all the new organisms will form. What are the new organisms known as? New organisms are known as the brood capsule. What are they going to contain? They are going to contain hooklets. Hooklets are positive for what? They are positive for red and stain. Okay, now finally, if I ask you that what are the other tests that you should be doing before I go to that, there is a difference that you need to know. Echinococcus granulosus, so fine, yeah, there is also something known as Echinococcus multilocularis. The difference is that multilocularis looks like this. It looks like multiple locules. Like for example, Echinococcus granulosus is looking like one cyst. Multilocularis is going to look like multiple cysts, and this starts looking like the alveolus. अगर alveolus का structure देखो physiology anatomy में, so this is how the alveolus looks like. So that is why Echinococcus multilocularis is known as alveolar hydatid cyst. That does not mean alveoli में होता है. That doesn't mean this is commonly seen in lungs. Again, if you ask me the most common site, I will again say liver, and the lungs will still be the second most common site. Exactly how you had in hydrated. Liver was most common, lungs was second most common. यहाँ भी same है. Liver is most common, lungs is second most common. The only reason I'm calling it alveolar is the structure looks like multiple locules. Finally, you will tell me how are the the treatment and what are the things you have to, what are the tests that you do. So now every bullet that I'm going to tell you is one point P by Q. Ultrasound imaging पे क्या दिखता है? Water lily sign. Next, there is a new test that we have nowadays called R5 immunoelectrophoresis, all P by Q, that is done for hydrated. There was a skin test which was done earlier, Cassoni test. अब नहीं करते. Which hypersensitivity is it? Cassoni test is type 1 hypersensitivity. Now no one does it. And will you ever do FNSC? Never ever. FNSC is contraindicated. Why? Because this is going to result in anaphylaxis. Please note. Imaging में quickly, water lily. R5 immunoelectrophoresis is a testing test for hydrated. Cassoni test is not done. FNSC is not done. If Cassoni करोगे, FNSC करोगे, patient is only going to die off. How do you do the treatment? We do the treatment by a modality called PAIR. Now what is PAIR going to be? Well, quickly give you a recap over here. So, for example, ये hydrated है. ठीक है, I'll explain it first. ये hydrated है, you will take a needle, you will puncture it. You will say, oh my God, ma'am, you puncture it over here, so all the fluid will come out. Patient को anaphylaxis हो जाएगा. Exactly, नहीं कराना. Puncture करो, and then you take out all the fluid. So, what are the things that you're going to do in PAIR, guys? Number one, when you're concentrating on PAIR, please do puncture of the cyst. After you puncture, quickly aspirate all the fluid out of it. Quickly aspirate all the fluid out of it, and then you have to kill the organism. Not like injection though. You have to give an injection of say a 95% ethanol or any kind of alcohol. Why? Because that is said to be a scolicidal agent. That is something that will kill the organism. So injection though, alcohol comes. After the organism is killed, remove that also. So now what you're going to do with R, re-aspirate. So simple. First you are going to puncture the cyst, remove all the fluid, inject some alcohol, and then again remove all the fluid. And that is what you know as the PAIR. So I hope you all know what PAIR stands for. Puncture, aspirate, injection, re-aspirate. This makes me finish off the entire cystodes chapter. Hi everyone. Having discussed the cystodes, let us do a quick 10 to 15 minute review of the trematodes or the flukes. These are a set of the trematodes that we have, and under this you have to know first what are their names and what are their hosts. So I'll start with the host first. Remember, schistosoma is someone who's always obsessed with S and is going to act very different from the rest of the family. So firstly, talking about the definitive host in all of them is going to be the human being itself. So man is going to be the definitive host, but it's only.
Hi people, so that was it for the study session. I have done cystodes in which I studied about Echinococcus granulosus, Solium and Saginata and a lot more. And but अभी अगर मैं इसको पढ़ने बैठी so I will be late either for the hospital or मेरी absent लग जाएगी. So that's it from my side, and we will do another study session very soon. And this time I'll try कि जैसे कल मैं लगभग 1 घंटे के लिए study session करी थी वैसे कुछ हो. Okay, so see you in the next study session, and bye.